I got elected, and I have served now for 11 years, and I have seen over and over from the people of Minnesota our capacity to solve problems, and we know that we have that in us. And when I think about our future, I see some challenges in front of us, and I want to use a politics that improves people's lives to build a bright future for everybody in the state of Minnesota, and I know with your support that we can do that together, and that's why I'm running for governor, plain and simple. I know that we can do better by the people of Minnesota. We can employ a politics that is not just about the very next election, that is not just about fighting the other side and telling them why they're wrong, but instead talking about what we believe in. I want to campaign across the state of Minnesota talking about an honest, progressive vision for the state of Minnesota. It's the thing I think was lacking in the last election, right? That last election was a lot about two personalities and not nearly enough about us. And when I think about an aging population that's going to leave the workforce, kids coming to school not ready to learn, a changing economy, workforce shortages across the state of Minnesota, and in particular professions like education and nursing and primary health care, when I think about shortages in regional parts of the state and in different parts of the state where they don't have enough jobs for their people, when I think about the issue of climate and how important it is that we put that right in the center of our agenda, that we make sure our kids have a great education in strong public schools, healthcare, single-payer healthcare. I'm going to say it out loud. It's time to fight for that. I'm a nurse and I believe healthcare is a right. And I'm tired of nibbling around the edges. We got to make sure healthcare is something that people can count on, especially when they're sick. We have to tackle the issue of racial disparities that are holding people back all across the state of Minnesota. And if we don't, we're not the Minnesota that we call home. And we've got to make sure people have jobs that support their families. Because at the end of the day, in a democracy, what we want is to be able to live the life of our choosing. And that means infrastructure that supports our way of life, a safe house to live in, education, healthcare, and a job to support our families. Those are the building blocks of our future. I know that we can tackle that if we work together. And I'm really excited about the reaction that I'm getting from the state of Minnesota and the people. When they see that we're focused on those issues, they want to join us. It is important for me to spend our time together hearing from you, to answer your questions so you can get a sense of me. I have been fortunate in the 11 years that I have served to spend time all over the state of Minnesota, not just passing through and having a press conference, but spending time in communities, getting to know people, getting to know what makes a community tick. I'm spending time on people's doorsteps, door knocking, but inside their kitchens and their garages, in people's farm fields, on their combines, inside their barns, in our schools, in our hospitals and community centers. It is the way that I have learned about Minnesota, and Minnesotans have been my best teachers. And with your support, and I hope at the end of this you say, she's the one for me, with your support, I know that we can win this race. It's an important one, we all know that. And I want you to know I'm going to work every single day to get elected. I've got a reputation for hard work, and when elected, I'm going to work every single day to build a bright future for everybody in the state, wherever they live. And I need your help. So I'm grateful that you're here. I'm going to drink a little coffee. We can do a little Q&A. We'll see how that goes. Does that sound good?